I'm just your average self. This is my day. First I head out to job on the barley field. Before I start my work, I do a quick prayer to the Telju at this old rotten log. Don't want another bad harvest. Last year was a mess. We had to stretch grain with the water. Bread turned out more like porridge. Bug off! Usually I go to the local alehouse afterwards to hear this filly tell stories. Listen now, today I speak unto my great Lord, and I swear on the Lord, and of the Lord the mighty, and the Lord's name, my praise unto man, that I shall find and reign, spring I may do, the stroke narrow and two, and a giant who some food and supply from the people. With wisdom and help from marvelous, they drove at the invaders, and lion and music, finished the scream with a magical cauldron, and front the thief in the heart of the land. So peace will return until the next chaos will come. I love that one. Bit confusing though. Still not sure what the cauldron of silence looks like. How wine makes people go away. Maybe we should try that one on the guys at the border. I visit the local druid afterwards and leave offerings at this old rock. The druid said it's to stop the floods. No floods have happened in a while, so I think it's working. I did hear the druid scolding some children for taking a wee on the stone though. Druids are nice and tell us stories and tales like the moon of Retain.
Let me tell you of Retain, the most radiant woman in all of Ariel. She was born immortal, but she was once a goddess of the Tuatha De Danann, reborn through many lifetimes. Medea, a god, loved her deeply, but through trickery and jealousy, they were torn apart. After lifetimes and trials, he won her again in a game of vigil against her mortal husband. But even then, fate would not let them be. This tale is not just about love. It is about transformation, rebirth, and the weaving of fate across lives.
I can barely remember any of that, but it sounds cool. I tried writing it down once, but then I realized I don't know what writing is. Anyways, I saw the sun starting to set, and last night I swear I heard a banshee. The druid said he placed a protective barrier around the village, but I sometimes still hear screams. One of the families down by the river had gone hysterical. I think she's dying anyways. The druid said the banshee is out to claim her soul, but I think she has had one too many. Anyways, that was my day. Have you heard the word of Jesus?
I am a druid and this is my day. First I wake up, I perform my ritual by the spring. I then gather herbs and symbols for later ceremonies. Afterwards, I head by the edge of the village to tell my stories to the villagers. Come listen! I will tell you of the gods who once walked among us, the Tuatha De Danann. Etain was born anew, her spirit passing through lifetimes. She was once a goddess, radiant and wise. Medea, her husband of old, sought her again in her mortal life. He said, "I have loved thee from the moment I first saw thee. Though thou be born anew, I know they sore thee." He challenged her husband to a game, victual, and won, claiming her by ancient right. But fate, even then, wove against them. They soared as swans from the windows, across hills and rivers. This is not only a tale of love, but of the old ways, of spirits reborn, of the world beyond the veil.
What's that?
He said to her, "Etain, fairer than the sunlight on water, I have crossed centuries and bodies to find thee again. Though thou wert turned to water, to a worm, to a scarlet fly upon the window pane of a tear's hall, still I know thee. Come with me and be mine once more." And so he challenged her mortal husband to a game of fiddle. 3 times they played. Twice Medea lost and gave mighty chariots and horses. But the 3rd time he won, and for his prize he claimed Etain herself.
Okay, hold on. He gambled for a woman? That's not very Pauline of him.
"Meet me atop the royal mound," Medea said, "at the stroke of night." She came. Before the court, he took her hand.
Was this before marriage? You know, a union not blessed by the Lord is, well, it's problematic.
And they rose together in the air, transformed into white swans, linked by golden chains. They circled the mound thrice, singing songs no ear had heard since the days of the gods, and none who heard it wept nor aged while it lasted.
Swans? Sounds suspiciously pagan. And where exactly is Jesus in this story?
This is not a tale of your carpenter god. It is of the old blood, the she and the soul's return.
Right. But just imagine, what if Medea was actually a disguised archangel? And Etain, a repentant Magdalene figure? That'd preach.
After their flight, Medea's kin hid them deep within the she, beyond time, beneath the hills, where mortals dare not tread.
Ah, underground. So like hell?
The other world, not your underworld. A place of magic, not punishment.
Sounds like limbo. We've got one of those too.
But Etain, in another life, was reborn again. A queen, her memories forgotten, yet the pull of fate still lingers.
Reincarnation? Blimey, bit heretic, innit?
Her soul was not judged by sin, but guided by love and the cycle of being.
Cycle of being? Is that like Lent?
You cannot reduce every tale to your scriptures.
Well, I could, if you'd let me finish writing the footnotes.
After that minor annoyance, I head to the hills to perform some divinations and help the farmers. I then head to the sacred rings to create a fire and prepare a protection ritual. I return home knowing the forest and village are safe. An eventful day, but not too odd nonetheless.
This is my day as a scribe. Quite an odd thing to say in this time period, innit? But oh well. Typically I go for some bread in the day and head straight to my study to begin preserving history of surrounding cultures. Right now, I'm working on the Celts.
This is boring one that just doesn't sit right with me involving these two guys. Courage and Owen? Killhook and Owen? I don't know, but anyways, when I was sitting in some forest listening to an old guy speak, he seemed important. But anyways, I can't remember the details, so I'm just going to keep whatever I can and fill in the gaps. Kelith, the son of Prince Kelithon, desired a wife as a helpmate, and the wife that he chose was Galoithith, the daughter of Prince Anlith. And after their union, the people put up prayers that they might have an heir, and they had a son through the prayers of the people. Ah, the power of the prayer! Clearly divine intervention at work! Perhaps the Almighty's influence even in these pagan tales. From the time of her pregnancy, Galoithith became wild, and wandered about without habitation. But when her delivery was at hand, the reason came back to her, and she went to a mountain where there was a swineherd, keeping a herd of swine. And through fear of the swine, the queen was delivered. Delivered among swine? Reminds me of the humble birth of our Lord in a manger. How about this? Now Killhook, the son, is cursed by his stepmother to love none but Owen, the daughter of the giant Uzbathaden. To win her hand, he must complete a series of impossible tasks. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Trials and tribulations before achieving salvation. He seeks the help of his cousin, King Arthur. Yes, Arthur makes an appearance here. That makes sense. How about, then Arthur said, though thou mayest have been refused this boon by others, yet will not I refuse thee. I will grant thee these boons, and I will do as thou desirest. Arthur, ever the noble king granting boons left and right. A true Christ-like figure, if I may say so. Oh, and what if the task involves retrieving a comb and scissors from between the ears of the monstrous boar towards Truth, because he needs something to go against? Do thou get this? There's yet that which thou wilt not get. The comb and scissors between the two ears of Turch Truth, the son of Tered Uledig. I think that guy said the boar transformed by God for his sins, a clear allegory for the consequences of straying from the righteous path. And let's not forget about Mavon Apmodron, who was taken from his mother when 3 nights old, and imprisoned until rescued by Arthur's men. A resurrection story, perhaps? Ah, maybe they muddled some things with Jesus. Let me just squeeze in a few more things about our beloved King Arthur. It aligns quite well with Christian teachings. Well, that's enough for one day. I'm sure once those Celts come to their senses, they'll thank me for my contribution to more accurate edition. Off to bed I go.